I feel like I'm the only one dressed for the occasion. You know, got like the Justice League stuff going on.
Oh yeah, okay. Batman Day.
Helmet of Fate. What's
it is
up?
Batman
That's a
Day.
new name.
We're doing Batman Day, but it's a Superman story.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Sorry.
So
about
when are we
that.
gonna go live?
I went out and fought crime today to celebrate Batman Day.
That's always good.
I'm just playing.
I don't know. I didn't do anything to celebrate Batman Day except sit around. I did the opposite of what Batman would do. The absolute opposite of Batman. So I'm going to shout out the chat real quick. We got Magic Lasso. We got Helmet of Fate, which is an awesome name, by the way.
Yeah, that's a new name. Welcome, man.
Copy 801. We got Justin Giovanni. What's going on, bro? Lots of cool folks.
Copies here.
Yep. Shout out.
He's
Copy.
become
I'm pretty sure you put a few additional syllables in Justin's name.
What did I say? Oh yeah, I did. What did I say?
I think he said Giovanni.
I think I did too.
You're gonna have to change it now, Justin. Sorry.
Nope. Yeah, Giovanni now. If you see it, everybody. If you see this guy in the chat, his name is Justin Giovanni. It's official.
Yeah.
2 first names, Lucky Duck.
This is Tony's thing. He just assigns people new names.
And go for it.
Metarog.
I'm pretty sure Helmet of Fate's really Magic Lasso.
No, it's Pringles. Helmet of Fate is Pringles.
Oh, it's Pringles?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just started his official channel, and so I guess that's his new name.
Magic Helmet of Pringles.
So
hey,
everybody
Pringles, you gotta comment on this video afterwards so I can make sure I'm subbed to you.
Oh, and speaking of here he is, Squatchy. Okay.
That's a problem.
Yeah, okay. Show's over.
Can we get a moderator in here?
Justin said, "Okay, I'll tell my dad."
All right, we'll let him know if he has any issues. He can take it right to Wu-Tang Tim.
He's waving at you, Lasso. The food trooper's waving at you today.
Yeah, right. Oh man. Oh, so what's going on, guys? Anything exciting in your lives this last week?
Well, I did if you watch my channel, I did a room remodel, as you could tell, and threw out my back. Like I'm in quite a bit of. I moved every single comic box I have twice. Threw my back out. So.
Well, I feel bad for you, but it could have been a lot worse. It looks like you could have been rearranging some of Dave's books or boxes. I mean, he's got 50% of the structural integrity of his house looks like his comic book box.
I might have survived that because he has the short boxes, and I have long boxes too. So yeah.
And you know what? That's why I don't do the long boxes. They're too difficult to move around.
That's the next big project. I'm gonna start switching everything to short boxes and rebagging. If I did it at once, it'd probably cost me like $700 to buy all the stuff. So I'm just gonna do it like 200 bags and boards and 10 short boxes at a time.
Yeah, that's what I did. It took me
like $100 a pop.
Year. Yeah.
How many books are in a long box? 300?
It depends on
300, I think.
If they're bag and boarded, I believe it's 300.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can fit about 150 in a short box, but it depends. Sometimes you can only fit like 120. So it all depends on the books.
Yeah, if it's older books, you're gonna fit less because they're thicker.
There is a ghost behind you, Flashpoint. Watch out.
He's dead.
Well, if you want to see the ghost, come here, Scooby.
The door just opened up and you're just clueless about it.
So he does a show on Dr. Fate, a magic user. So we're never doing any magic on the show. We're not getting cursed.
That's funny. One of my bigger pet peeves is when I'm at a shop and they got those short boxes to keep everything in, and they're packed in there like so tight.
Yeah. You got to pull out like a chunk.
Back in, yeah.
Yeah.
It drives
Good
me
way
nuts.
to ruin your books.
Yeah, right.
Like honestly, that is the number one way you can ruin your books and your collection is overpacking those boxes.
Sardines.
Yep. After a couple of years, open them up and you're gonna cry because you're gonna see all of the stress marks that you just added on your books.
I cry every time I look at my comic book collection because I was like, man, this would have been an awesome thing to get signed and I didn't do it, or Like, oh man, I need something that's like a
We
better
feel so
fit than
bad
this.
for you that you don't have all, like you've got like 1,000 books signed
Yeah.
and you don't have 1,001. I'm
The
so sorry.
last con he went to, he got 20 Scott Snyder signatures. He's crying he didn't get
They
25.
just canceled Baltimore Comic Con this week, so I'm upset. That's my
Oh,
big one
man.
of the year where I can get easily 100 signatures out of that convention alone if I wanted to. But nah, just luck. But who's got what for news this week? I know a lot of stuff came out. I
Oh
have
man,
somewhere.
there's so much news. I heard I forgot his name. The Superman from Smallville may be coming to the Flash movie.
What
Yeah.
is his name?
I can't believe
you're
I forgot
Like
it.
on the
but-
tip of my tongue.
You're
yeah,
right.
I can't.
I know.
I
what
can't
you're
believe I
talking
forgot
about.
it either.
Well, the thing is, with that, Brandon Roth is also in talks of coming back as Superman for the
Yeah.
Flashpoint movie. Apparently, all these, Superman stuff, it's all continuity now.
I wonder if Comic Vantage is going to be on there. Because, he's Dean Cain. So,
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
yes, he is.
Okay. All right.
That's why he doesn't show his face on camera. But you can see
I
it in the
believe it.
reflection.
Perry, what's up, bro?
Ask Squatchy.
Thanks for checking us out.
Squatchy knows. Squatchy's
Right.
seen a legit picture, and it's Dean.
And Tom Welling. Is
Tom
the-
Tom
Welling,
Welling, that's his name.
Yeah. Well, that would be interesting because if they have the Smallville Superman on the Flash movie, he's also been in the Flash TV show. So that would make the movie and the TV show continuity.
Yeah.
Bizarre,
Well,
man.
that's the whole point of what they're trying to do, isn't it? They're trying to merge like all the CW shows with the movies and make it all one big universe. Because I got told apparently Ezra Miller just signed, and I got told this about 30 minutes ago that he will be signing to be the Flash in the Flash movie. So I hope that's not the case, because if that's the case, then I'm already very disappointed in that movie.
Yeah.
No,
DC
he's
said
going to
that,
be the Flash.
He's
Is he?
not going anywhere.
It's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of signings, and I forgot his name too, but the current Superman has signed a 3-year deal or 3-movie deal.
What is going on? I can't think of any names tonight. Tim,
Yeah,
what have you done?
I'm blaming my back.
That's why he can't think because his back hurts.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill.
Henry
Henry
Cavill.
Cavill, yes.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great show. We're not going to
Already.
remember what happened in any of the books we read.
It's like drinking game tonight. Every name we forget, take a drink.
Dude, if that was the case, I'd be, hammer drunk every show. Like, what's that guy's name? But yeah, I'm excited for the Henry Cavill deal. I think Henry Cavill is an awesome Superman. And I'm excited to see what they do with him for sure. Who's next? Bill Cosby. That's fun. Yeah, Henry Cavill's awesome. Plus, don't forget we're getting Michael Keaton back as Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
Kinda cool.
when are they going too far though? This is the whole thing. Is I'm okay with making sure characters are the same. Just like with the whole Black Panther thing that they want to, they don't want to make someone else. And I get it, but bringing back all these old Batmans and Supermans, how?
Well, here's the thing. If they were to do something like the MCU did, right? Where they play it out through many movies over a long time and they build towards something. I mean, imagine like the type of crisis type event that they could build to by bringing all these different universes in.
Yeah.
I don't think they're doing that though. I don't think they're thinking that far ahead. So.
No. Well, I think with Flashpoint, you'll probably start off seeing the normal universe people. You're going to have the Flashpoint world, and you'll probably, I assume, have the Flash run into 2 or 3 other realities, and you'll just have some guests. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not there the whole movie, but you'll probably have 2 main sets of like Batman and Superman you're dealing with.
Lasso's got it. We need Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
Yeah.
You think she'd come back as Wonder Woman?
I don't think Wonder Woman, but she might come back as like a really cool Queen Hippolyta on a different Earth. I think it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of awesome. I could get into that.
If they're doing Flashpoint, you got to have a Wonder Woman fighting somebody, right?
Does Wonder Woman? She doesn't age in the comics, does she? Like, how does that work? Is
It's
she
like
just
Superman.
immortal?
It takes longer.
Okay.
It takes way longer than Superman, but
Okay.
that kind of thing.
Well, it
Yeah, I mean,
depends on
obviously people don't age in comics, but like her backstory, does she age? Like you're saying it's slower.
I
Okay.
think,
Yeah, It's like way slower than Superman, but it's like that because think about Hippolyta. She was young once, but she's old.
Yeah.
I think on Themyscira, on the current storyline, I think when they're on Themyscira, they don't age.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't make any
Oh.
sense because Wonder Woman, even in the movie, was a small child. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. All right.
Probably ages to like the perfect age or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 30 or 33 or something.
And speaking of cool movies, they decided to go officially with Jon Stewart for the DCEU,
I saw that.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah. All right.
Hal Jordan will
cool.
be in it, they said.
Yeah,
But it is a Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, because I
Okay.
think from what
My
I
only
understand,
concern with Stewart is, does he have enough of a backstory? I mean,
yeah, he was a Marine and whatnot.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind if they kind of winged it and
I
gave
guess,
him a
yeah.
new history.
It's almost the same kind of background as Hal Jordan. They're both veterans of the military.
Yeah, no, I guess he's got the backstory. I guess what I was thinking of, like, what are his individual storylines, and are they interesting enough? He hasn't had the best. I mean,
can't imagine.
There's some.
I can't
Just
imagine
make
him getting a
new
solo
ones.
movie right away. You know, I would think they would
Yeah.
introduce that character somewhere else first.
Bet you they use Sinestro as his first villain, though. I'm calling Sinestro as the first. I bet you they bring Sinestro in to the DCEU.
Maybe.
See, if they're gonna do that, I want to see Hal Jordan, because those two are a pair.
I think that would be great for the Green Lantern Corps movie. You know what I mean? He'd be a great villain for the whole Corps to fight.
If it's realistic, the first couple episodes will be about Hal, and then Hal will die, and it'll just take off from John.
Well, hey, listen, all this talk about Green Lantern movies, I haven't heard one tiny whisper about a Kyle Rayner appearance.
No, I'm sure he'll show up in the show at some point.
Yeah, without a ring, and he's just looking around like, what?
Has he ever showed up? Like, even in the animated?
Yeah.
He was in the background of the animated, but I don't think he had any lines.
Hey, there was at least one episode, if not a couple, that he had lines. With Kyle, yeah. One I could tell you for sure is in the first season before it was Unlimited. They went to Oa. Like, he literally was there talking. But I think he showed up again as part of a team, like at the beginning or end of an episode, you know?
Yeah.
So who knows?
In the refrigerator.
Look at
it's Batman Day. So those of you who are watching on the rewind, it's Happy Batman Day. Some LCSs are giving out free books. I don't know if mine is. I didn't bother to check. Didn't occur to me until it was way too late.
I was at an LCS today, but I didn't see anything. It wasn't that. It was kind of one of those ones that's like built into an antique shop. It was one of my little honey holes. I was looking for that one per store Batman 92 sketch cover. They didn't have it though.
Yeah, you'd be the one to find it on the wall for cover price.
That's why I went there. Ooh, look at that.
That is a hot book, man.
Yeah, my LCS gave me that for free, but I mean, I did just spend crap tons of money, so that's stuff they gave me for Batman Day.
You spent all that money, and all they give you was a book. They might as well put your face on the window, and you'd be a full-fledged partner. You invested so much money in that stuff.
Yeah, I should. Well, also some news though that I heard as well, which I don't think is true. I think it's a speculation. There's a group of buddies that I talked to in a group chat. They're saying that supposedly their big end game with his. As you know, I know a lot of you guys don't like metal and stuff like that, but they're really pushing to bring the Batman Who Laughs and all of that, like the whole metal story. That's what their end game is for the DCEU. Is that where the storyline is this multiverse? They're dark Batman, but all the multiverses with that's how they're going to bring the Superman and everything together. Is what I was told, but I don't see that being very logical. I see more of another Justice League movie before them doing the whole Dark Knight's metal thing. But.
Speaking, I know I'm going to change topics back up here for just a second. I'm talking about the Flash movie. There's one more person that's in talks to come back, and they're going to reprise a character they never played.
Who's that?
Anybody got a guess?
Is it Deathstroke?
Nope, it is Superman, another Superman, because they're probably doing some kind of running through different types of Earth.
Nicolas Cage?
Nicolas Cage is Superman.
No way.
Skinny
Yeah.
Superman. Boom.
That would
What-
be amazing.
Nicolas Cage in talks to play Superman in the Flash movie.
Have you guys seen like? I think
Um,
was it a picture or a video clip? I don't remember
Both.
now.
There's both.
It was right. Have you guys seen that?
What's up, dude?
Yeah,
It was terrible.
Terribly awesome, I think is what you mean.
yeah.
No,
Nicolas Cage is
no.
the best actor in history. Let's just get that out there.
I would just like to say my first time I was on with you guys, I did mention Nicolas Cage being Superman, so I would just like to point that out. But the only thing he could be was like the skinny, like sun-starved Superman. There's no way he can actually be a good Superman. He's got
The
Long
sun-starved
The
Superman.
Sun-Star Superman.
like it will just pan, like if in the cart animated where it just pans over to him and you just see him all skinny and depraved. That's what he's gonna have to play. He can't be like a good full strength Superman.
And he'd nail it. He would nail it.
Let me bring. Yeah, this.
So
one
I had
up.
some news this week as well. Oh, you're bringing this up? Yeah, let's look at this first.
Yeah, I just want to show you the article. So I'm, look, Nicolas
For the
Cage.
Flash. Oh,
For the
okay.
Flash. Yeah. The Flash movie, not for like just to play Superman in a solo movie. No. So I would imagine this is probably going to be a really small like scene. I can't imagine this going anywhere. But let's check it out. Who
Wow.
knows?
Yeah.
Let's bring Nicolas Cage into the DCEU. Why not?
DC's like, we failed at everything. Why not? Let's.
Yeah, like I'm sorry, but I like Nicolas Cage, but not Superman. Come on.
He obviously he's a big time actor, and what's really funny is he got in trouble with his taxes or whatever. He had to pay the government just an obscene amount of money many years ago. And one of the things he sold to make a bunch of money was a Superman #1.
Action.
Yeah, the action.
Yeah.
Well,
Wasn't he the guy
he was the
that
one that
had
had
all of it stolen? Yeah, he
Yes.
got it stolen and then got it back and then
Yes.
sold it. Yeah.
yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
I think he got. Did he get it back? I don't know that he did because I think he'd already gotten the insurance on it.
That would be funny.
No,
I
for
think-
real.
I know he got at least
'Cause it
some
was
of it
years
back.
later. It
He
was
got some
years
of the
later
books. I
that
don't
they
know if
found
it's
it.
all of it. Yeah.
How did they find it? Would he write his name in the side? Like,
No, I think it was like
There's
a
only so
storage
many
war
action
thing.
#1s.
it had to have been graded. It had to have been graded.
It
Maybe
was like
before grading it existed.
I'm pretty sure it was a storage locker. Like they just found it
Yes.
in an abandoned storage locker.
Why
That
would
is correct.
Nicolas Cage, with all his money, rent a storage locker?
No,
I
the
mean,
people that stole it. It was the
Oh.
people that stole it left it in the locker.
I thought Nicolas
Yeah.
Cage was it. I was like,
No,
Like, I
his
think they
house got
stole it out of
robbed.
his house. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was doing a movie, so his house is empty. Yeah.
yeah, right. Let's bring it on. He's been a meme for years. Let's bring it to the movies. Oh, that's funny. That's cool.
Hashtag skinny Nicolas Cage for Superman 2021. There we
You got to
go.
bring back the dumb suit too. The suit that looks like it's wet for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, when you're wearing spandex that long, it's probably wet for a reason. I mean,
They probably, I guarantee you, when they said, "Hey, we want you back as Superman," he's probably going to do it for free, just because, like, hell yeah.
Do you think they're going to put soup nipples on it?
Yes, Superman nipples
Oh
are going to
man.
be part of. If you can have bat nipples, in fact, what they got to do is they got to bring back George Clooney to have a small Batman cameo.
You know, if this really happens and people are back at theaters and Nicolas Cage comes on screen in a Superman outfit, the theater is going to go wild. You know it. It don't matter if it's bad or not. It's going to be huge. People are going to love it.
It'd be just the audience is going to react to Superman Nicolas Cage the same way they reacted to when Captain America picked up Mjolnir in the Endgame movie. The theater
Exactly.
exploded and everyone lost their mind.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
To be honest, if he was bad, it would probably make it all the better. Like if he nailed the part, it would almost be a letdown. Like,
yeah.
so,
Yeah. Who knows? Hopefully we'll get what we want. Hashtag soup nipples.
Soup nipples.
We're
before we
starting.
leave the news, there was a lot of comic related news too.
There was.
The DC universe is going to become a comic only
DC?
going into the new year.
Yeah, it's called DC Universe Infinite, and it goes live January 21st.
It's going to have original content, which we've discussed a lot about how DC is going to be doing a lot of online first. And it says all new releases will be on there 6 months after.
Yes. Yeah. So, and what I like about that is they did emphasize that you're still getting the physicals, and then 6 months later, you'll get it on DC Universe Infinite.
Yeah, so $75 a year.
As long as I'm still getting floppy disk, or not floppy disk, floppy copy. As long as I'm still getting floppy disk.
I'm
And
sure
then
the
did you
community
see-
can find you some old floppy disks to send to Tony.
Did you see all the event news coming up?
The event? I did not see any event news.
We've talked about Generations Shattered is in December, which is sort of the pieces of what 5G was going to be. We have Endless Winter, an event that's going to happen in December. And then I believe in January, they're releasing Generations, or, I forgot the name of it. Hold on, give me a second. They're doing a future something or another. And I guess part of that was previewed in the Detective Comics 1027 that come out this week with Commandy with the look like Thanos' gauntlet.
That'd be funny.
Yeah.
You have a super obscure character like that. All of a sudden, he's got Thanos' gauntlet.
Yeah, he did. He showed up traveling through time using this gold gauntlet to like the original Batman of the 40s. Yeah, and started taking him through time. Did you guys read the new Detective?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Wisconsin, I already know about Endless Winter. Hey, man, I
So-
feel you. From northern Iowa, southern Minnesota. Tell me about it. Doesn't start to get warm till July.
Yeah.
It gets cold in October. Yeah.
So more comic book news is Josh Williamson. Obviously, people know he's not writing the Flash anymore, and there's talks of no one picking it up. So I found that out today, which makes me sad. So after the final race, after Flash ends, there's probably no one picking it up. So that's going to be a dead series until a new writer comes.
And
That's another one of those, how is spec real when you can't even keep a comic going when it has a show?
Yeah.
I mean, for real.
movie coming out, we can't sell issues.
Exactly. Like, movies don't sell comics.
Well, I see, and that's the weird thing is they never said. I don't know why. I think Joshua Williamson wanted to move on to different projects, which is why he left the Flash. I don't think he was forced out or, another Tom King.
I think this was scheduled when they were planning the 5G way back when, like when Williamson left. That would have been when 5G started and everything changed.
Well,
So
maybe
he's probably just planning to leave already.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense to me. Very cool. Okay. Anybody got anything else for news?
No, I think that's it for me. I'm sure I forgot something.
I'm sure.
This night's going in.
As long as we got Nicolas Cage Superman news, we're good.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're gonna start that Nick Cage watch. We're gonna have an update every time. We're gonna go to
I hope they make a
special-
comic tie-in.
a comic book Nicolas Cage.
That'll be the first book I send to CGC.
So we're gonna have Cage watch every week until there's an update.
Exactly. Cage Watch. I love it.
We need a special correspondent for this.
If it really happens, we need a timer to like the movie releases.
Yeah,
You know,
we don't care about the Flash
7
movie.
weeks till Cage.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to be a special correspondent on Cage Watch, let me know. I'm taking
Just review. Sort of like what Flash did. You get 1 minute to review a random Nicolas Cage movie, and then update us on the news of him coming on.
Nick Cage being Superman.
I nominate Stevie B. I think he'd be a good
right.
correspondent.
Stevie B. He's our special correspondent. Cage Watch.
He could only do it if he agrees to grow out the Nicolas Cage mullet. So, like at the end, we can make a video showing a girl out.
Yes.
Also, don't go to Nick Cage's house. That is a misdemeanor in most states. Some states it's a felony. If you
Oh, you're
set up
talking
the
about Stevie. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stevie, do not go to his house.
Yeah, we're gonna have to give Stevie really
yeah.
rules.
I don't remember Cher ever trying to be Catwoman. That must have been before my time.
Who? Cher? Really?
Catwoman. That'd be really stupid. But then again, they put
Wow.
nipples on a bat suit, so who knows?
I mean, if we're really talking about Cher as Catwoman, do you not believe in life after love? All right.
Exactly. Yeah, that fits perfect. What's going on? Yeah.
I mean, if Nicolas Cage can be Superman, let's be real here. Cher as Catwoman isn't going to be that far off of it.
Have Stevie do it outside with terrible weather.
Yeah,
He's just out in the
And
snow.
no
somewhere.
sleeves.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well,
no sleeves, and it's like 12 below zero. We're all got a hot chocolate in here and a turtleneck. We're all just.
Chin nuts blowing
Warm.
in the wind.
He's like, "Can I come inside? I heard Nicolas Cage is in California. I'm in Alaska. I have no idea why you sent me here." That'd be funny. But yeah, I don't have any news. I got nothing.
So,
Have you guys
does
been
anybody
reading,
have an idea who would be first? Oh, sorry. I was talking about the review tonight. Who would go first tonight? Dave,
Before
did
we
it
get
end
to
on
that, I
yours?
wanted to know: have you guys been keeping up on Joker War?
No.
No.
I'm like 2 weeks behind on everything. I have all the books, but I have not had 5 seconds to check any of them out.
Well, let me give a quick update. I think it's Batman 98 and 99 were the two that we haven't reviewed yet. I can do this real quick.
Sure, go for it, man.
So I think it's 98. Yeah, it's 98. Batman remember Harley took Batman in. She's trying to get him healed up because he's got Punchline's modified Joker toxin. And so he's still hallucinating and recovering. And they're in this like garden that Poison Ivy had created to for Harley. And Punchline shows up, like she finds them somehow, and her and Harley are fighting. And Punchline's really giving it to Harley, like making fun of her, like suggesting that like she was silly, and the fact that she thought that the Joker actually had a heart, and if they could just get Batman out of the way, that her and Joker could be together, and didn't she realize he was just using her and all this stuff? So, Harley tries to go after Punchline too, and Punchline's like, no, like I'm aware of everything, like from the start. Like I don't think I can change him. I know who he is. He's nuts. And then like out of nowhere, all of a sudden Batman just wakes up and he's like, I'm Batman. And suddenly he takes out Punchline and puts her over his shoulder. So yeah, it's kind of funny. So, but it wasn't going good for Harley. I'll say that for the second time now. I think it really helped that Batman showed up for her. And then in 99, you've got the Joker just kind of, he's waged war on Gotham now, right? And so he's still doing that. We've got the Clown Hunters. I think that's his name, something like that. He's still out there fighting the Joker's goons. And then you've got the whole Bat family comes together, including Dick Grayson. And at this point, Tim, you're going to care about this one because Batman opens up the briefcase and what's inside but the Nightwing uniform. And he says it's time for a new uniform. So we've got Nightwing back as Nightwing.
Did you read the resolution? Because I had read an article, like as a side story, he was trying to kill the Red Hood when he was still under Joker's control. Like, how did he get snapped out?
I didn't read all the tie-ins. I've only read the Batman title.
Because I was getting worried, and I'm like, it's almost at the issue where he's the variant, you know what I mean? Like, he's supposed to be back, but he's trying to kill the Red Hood. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't read all the tie-ins, so I don't know how. But he was there with the Bat family. He's in that weird, like, there was like red sleeves, it looked like, and kind of a black uniform, and that's where Bruce gives him the Nightwing uniform again.
awesome.
But then it ends, and I don't know who it is at the end. I was confused, but it's like this modified, futuristic-looking Batman with like real bright blue colors, but also like a Joker smile written across.
Yeah, that's the Joker in the suit that Alfred made. Remember when Batman first met Punchline? That
Is
suit?
that what that is? I was thinking it could be the Joker because they just were showing him. Okay.
I haven't read the comics. I just read reviews to keep up for the show. Yeah, it was Joker in that bat suit.
Okay, that does make sense because he's only on the last page, so it's not totally clear, but that does make sense now. So
Did you see the new character? Cool. Wasn't there a brand new first appearance? Ghost something or another. You know what I'm
maybe
talking
I
about?
missed that. I was reading it pretty quick before the show. That's not
Yeah.
ringing a bell though.
Because like how Joker, Clown Hunter's new, that character is supposed to show up. Maybe that's after Joker War. I don't know. I'm confused.
Yeah, Clown Hunter is there.
But no, there's a second one. It's like Ghost something or another. That might be the story after Joker War.
Yeah, I don't recall that. I don't know.
Okay.
But it's still going good. I'm enjoying it. It's a good story.
It's one more issue.
Yeah.
And 100.
Yeah, there's no point. There's no first appearance in 99.
Okay.
It's 100 is the first cameo appearance of the Ghost Maker. Then 102 is
There we go. Okay.
origin of the Ghost Maker, and then all that stuff. So
Okay.
Okay, so it's a story after. I was thinking it was Joker War.
Hmm.
did anyone read
So-
Flash 761? They fixed the entirety of all the faults with the Flash Rebirth, and then they even went back to Heroes in Crisis.
Hold on. Did we start the timer?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll get you 1 minute on the clock and go.
So the only important thing in Flash 761 is that Eobard Thawne, because of the negative speed force, now has the power of hypnosis that the negative speed force infused into him. So it goes back to explain through all of Rebirth when those weird things were happening was because the Reverse Flash was like hypnotically suggesting, and like the whole Flash War arc, it was because of Eobard Thawne. And then it goes back to explain that even though, now that they made the Reverse Flash a paradox where he can't die, so it doesn't matter anymore because there will always be a Reverse Flash in the time, in the Speed Force running through time, so he can never die. He was hypnotically suggesting things all the way back to Heroes in Crisis when Wally or whoever was being weird in there. And then it just goes to explain that, he's just like, I did this, I did that. So I found it really cool that Williamson, either he had this planned or he's just a freaking genius to fix up all the problems. But everything now makes sense, and it's actually pretty decent.
You know what it is? They did a Dr. Manhattan fix. It's exactly what it is. It's the Dr. Manhattan fix.
Fair enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
What is Tony drinking out of?
Dude, it's like I went to this restaurant in Florida when my sister got married, and part of the gig at the restaurant is when you buy a cup, you get to keep it. And I was like, if I'm gonna keep the cup, I'm gonna buy the most ridiculous drink that comes in the most ridiculous cup, and it's a old fashioned 1930s style gas thing. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'm just gonna drink out of the gas can.
All right.
And every time we would drink out of it, the entire table with my family is just like, please no. They're just getting regular beer steins, whatever. No, I got this kid's drink.
The kids drink.
Looks like I'm drinking out of a fire extinguisher or something.
Tell me you're not sipping on beer out of that thing.
No, I'm more sophisticated than that. This is bourbon.
Okay.
That's too funny, but it's cool. Awesome. Thanks for that. Review wise, what's the order go? I have number 79 or Superman Volume 2, number 79. I don't know the order.
I say we make this fun. We just go. Tony, you do all
Just
4
go
of
round
yours.
and round.
Tim does all 4 of his. I'll do all 4 of mine, and then we'll just do
Yeah.
it all out of order. But
Okay. Yeah, I can make this one
Just for
quick.
time wise, let's try and do 5-minute reviews, if
Okay.
possible, of 3 books.
Okay. So
Sure.
I also have 4.
Yeah.
I've only got 3, so
Yeah, some of them have more.
Yeah, some of those are cool.
It probably ends on Dave's if he has more.
So I had Superman Volume 2, number 79. Keep in mind, real quick, Cyborg Superman is the character that I chose. And he already interacted with Lois, and they went to Star Labs to prove he was Superman. And lo and behold, they did some kind of weird test, and he is Superman. We have the proof right here. So anyway, he's going to the White House to do some things, and he gets followed by the wannabe replacement for Clark Kent, reporter side, and his name is I can't remember. It's probably not important, but anyway, so this reporter is going to Washington D.C. And then they have like a Cyborg Superman has like a strange interaction with some terrorist. He kills the terrorist or whatever, and then he meets the president, which is Bill Clinton, which is kind of cool. So there's Bill Clinton cameo, kind of weird. And Bill Clinton says, "You've done some good things. You are Superman, period. Like, that's it. You are Superman." And that kind of brings up, that's the whole synopsis of that issue. There's a giant ad right here. Okay. So moving on to Superman Volume 2, number 80. This is the first meeting of another Superman. So we have Cyborg Superman comes across with, what's the other guy? Eradicator, right? The Eradicator.
You tell us you read it, Tony.
Huh? tell us you read it? I don't know. I couldn't remember the guy with the glasses, Superman with the glasses. That's why I know him. Like, he's the Superman with the glasses. But anyway, he comes in to contact with the Eradicator Superman in Coast City. And what's really funny is there's a line in there where they reference Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and he said, "Hey, we don't know where our protector of our city is. He's MIA.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If only Coast City had a superhero to protect it. Just throwing that out there.
If only."
So they have the entire 2814 sector.
You can't focus on one house.
Kyle had the whole universe and New York. I don't remember New York.
And the whole universe and New York. Okay.
Yeah.
And he still couldn't save his girlfriend.
If only he stopped hitting on robots and kept his ring on. So anyway, they meet up in Coast City. There's a big battle there that takes place, and it just kind of like really messes up Coast City. Cyborg Superman hides around and sees White House security saying that there's nothing left in place in Coast City where the rendezvous is with captain of the ship. It turns out to be Mongol, kneeling before him and kissing his hand. Cyborg Superman says Metropolis will be next, so he's off to Metropolis, where the Man of Steel comes across Superboy, Supergirl, Lois Lane, and Lex Luthor. And this is more like a backstory. You figure out a lot of Cyborg Superman's backstory. It turns out he's a person named Hank Henshaw, and you find out how he becomes the cool-looking Cyborg Superman, which is awesome. I think I'm not going to really ruin the backstory because it's an awesome one. I think everyone should check it out for themselves. I knew a little bit about Cyborg Superman, so this kind of opened my eyes about it. It was awesome. And it turns out that Cyborg Superman kind of figures out what Superboy and Lex Luthor are doing. So he's not too pleased about that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in I think it was the Supergirl TV show on CW, wasn't the Martian Manhunter originally going by the alias of Hank Henshaw?
Yes. And I quit watching that show almost immediately, so I don't ever know if that was ever resolved.
It wasn't too long because I thought I'd watched almost the whole first season. I think I only got 5 episodes in, and by then he's John Johns, and they know he's a Martian. So
yeah,
it wasn't very long.
I made one episode. I have not watched a full episode of Supergirl, so you guys are saints because it was terrible.
I was literally like, I have to be almost through the season. It's like episode 5. I'm like, I'm done. It's over.
It has to be almost done.
The only episodes I've watched since are the Crisis tie-ins.
They're still all
when they brought Red Tornado.
Yeah, they are. They are.
They brought Red Tornado on that show for like 5 seconds. But anyway, so moving on to Superman Volume 2, number 82, which is my last issue. This is the big, I think this is the end because it's the Back for Good episode where they have the big ending fight with all the other Superman. So there's a lot of collateral damage and there's a lot of intrigue. And then you see Superman coming from behind Cyborg Superman. And he's like taking the cape off of Cyborg Superman and he's like putting it on, you know. And that's kind of it. So that was my
What was the number for your last one?
82. Superman Volume 2, number
Yeah.
82.
You did have the last one then, because I think in the last panel of mine it said go see Green Lantern 46 and Superman 82.
Yeah, there you go. Tony
Yeah.
Finn for president. That would be a good. I'd do some good.
For Green Lantern fans, he really becomes more of a Green Lantern villain later on.
Yeah, for sure. Even in
Yeah.
the current Green Lantern run, there's a big story arc.
Yep.
In Hal Jordan,
Yeah.
Green Lantern Corps.
He joined the Sinestro Corps.
Yeah. Pretty
Oh,
cool
that's right,
character.
that's right. Yeah, that's right. So that's it. I'm gonna move it on to Tim. You are up.
All right. So I've got Adventures of Superman 502 through 504. This issue made me laugh a lot. There's a lot of quips, almost like I guess you would think Spider-Man would be. It basically starts off Superboy saving people on a bridge, and he runs into Supergirl, as you can see there, and he's like, "Oh, I was chest choking," meaning I was just joking. But basically, this whole thing revolves around Lex is trying to sign Superboy to a deal, because you remember, if anyone remembers, he's working for a TV station. His friends are reporters and so forth. You see Bibbo. There was one thing I'd like to point out, there was no Crypto after the Crisis. So he has this regular doggy named Krypton, but the guy messes the tag up. It's Crypto. But he's not the real Crypto. That shows up like way later, I think the early 2000s, before Crypto comes back. Basically, another main character gets introduced. I forget her name. That's part of the Superboy comic. And sort of seduces him into signing a long-time deal with the TV station he's with. And I don't think anything else of acclaim really happens. He fights a guy named the Stinger, and the Stinger runs away when Supergirl shows up. And at the very end, it does show a bridge exploding, which I'm sure one of you guys covered. The Stinger shoots bombs onto the bridge to get away, and you see Mongol's spaceship coming, but you don't know it's Mongol. One thing I want to point out, I read the letters in all 3 of these issues. The first 2, they give away a copy of Superman Platinum again, and the last issue they just get, it's like
You're
a
the
grubby
only
or something.
person I know that's gonna also review the letters in the back of each book.
I mean, that's one of the best parts of these old comics is reading the letters.
Right.
I love it.
That was before the internet, so it's kind of cool.
So the next issue starts off, Coast City's been destroyed, and Cyborg Superman's reporting as if he's searching for survivors, but he actually finds some and kills them in the wreckage. And he's claiming there's, nothing there. You're just seeing a lot of characterization between Superboy and these news people. There's 2 young girls, the blonde girl's dad and the editor. Something they didn't really point out on, you see this like robot land in snow and then jump into the water and start walking underwater. I don't know who that robot is. So basically the TV station sends Superboy to Coast City to help. And he flies in with Cyborg Superman. Cyborg Superman turns around, destroys the news helicopter, killing everybody. Him and Superboy duke it out. And it pretty much... Superboy rips his arm off. You see Mongols there. Yeah, and it just ends basically with Cyborg Superman punching Superboy's lights out. Like he punches him and it goes dark. But the next issue was the coolest of my issues. I'd say the middle one was This issue, it starts off, Superman is back in his black suit, which I love. And he's with Steel and Superboy. They're heading towards War World. And it's actually pretty cool. They start getting attacked. They're fighting their way in. I wanted to point out a cool page. After they beat some people, Superman actually takes some guns and bullet holsters. I thought that was a really cool image.
Dude, he looks so much like Rambo.
Yeah. This whole issue is basically them fighting their way into World, and he launches this giant bomb, like I guess the one that destroyed Coast City, to Metropolis. Superboy goes, deflects it away from hitting the Daily Planet building. And it was actually kind of touching. I felt a tear welling up. The thing explodes. And like his girlfriend that's the news reporter is crying and just saying like, he was my friend. And the cameraman's like, you guys are getting this live, right? And I'm like, man, That's gut wrenching. I mean, you know he lives, but just putting yourself in the moment.
Yeah.
So Superman saves Superboy. Connor saves Metropolis from the big bomb, and it looks like he's dead. That's what they're trying to make you think.
True story. The when that first came out, for the entire month afterwards, until the next issue came out when they found out he was still alive, Stevie B hid under his covers in his bed, just crying it out all month long.
Why do I believe you? Why does that make sense?
It
Why-
does. It's all true.
But the sad thing is that Superboy came back.
I
That's
know.
the true tragedy there.
No, this is the Superboy, Connor. You got to read some Jeff Johns' Teen Titans, man. Make you love the character.
Really, I'm working on it. I'm still finishing my Green Lantern stuff.
So is that it from you, Tim?
Yep, that's all 3 issues.
Dave, you are on the clock, sir.
All right. So I've got the Man of Steel, aka Steel. So I don't remember the number off the top of my head, but it starts out the first book. Steel is fighting gangs within Metropolis. So again, Steel has kind of taken over where Superman left off, really focusing on the crime within Metropolis. And it's really weird. Like, they literally just buried Superman, and Lois is off hooking up with this other guy. It's weird. Like. So like the last episode, I thought maybe something was going down. I can tell you legit now. Yep, she's already moved on.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Body's not even cold yet.
No.
Jeez. That's like Rick Grimes' wife in The Walking Dead. Like,
Yeah.
that season 1, like, he just died.
Yes.
That's
So,
funny.
so Superboy shows up in this first issue, and he shows up to help, but he ends up. It's funny you mentioned a news chopper being destroyed by Cyborg Superman. In this one, Superboy destroys the Daily Planet chopper while trying to help them. Steel rushes in and catches Lois Lane, and she's like, when she's in his arms, she's like, okay, who are you? Like, are you really Superman? And he looks at her, he's like, I never said I was Superman. So we know right away in this one, Steel, I mean, we knew before, but now the world knows, like, or at least Lois knows, yeah, he's not even trying to pretend to be Superman. He's just filling in some shoes. So, and with that, Steel ends up yelling at Superboy and is like, dude, you're really irresponsible, because it turns out the pilot was killed. So, yeah. Then there's a scene where Luthor wants Superboy to come work for him. And meanwhile, White Rabbit, she is still running weapons in Metropolis, and she wants to meet Steel to see about making a deal with him. And that's when we learned that her and Steel actually used to be a thing previously. They used to work together. They had a romantic relationship. And so what she's really after is she wants him to build more weapons for her, and he's not having it. So she ends up shooting him in the chest. Steel goes flying out, and Superboy shows up to save him. And this is the weird part. There's this big explosion, okay? And Superboy saves Steel from it. And then he's like, ooh, hot. Superboy, like, his hands are hot from the explosion. And that's where Steel's like, dude, I thought you had, like, Superman's powers. And so it's very clear he is not as strong as Superman.
Dude, something similar happened in the cyborg fight from my book. His jacket catches on fire, and he throws it off real quick, and Cyborg's like, thought you was a clone of Superman.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So on to the second book now. We got it opens up, and Steel and Eradicator are fighting it out. We don't know why. Probably Flashpoint knows. But then Steel said basically kind of like they're fighting, but they kind of like Steel's trying to convince him to like kind of do the right thing. He hasn't totally lost hope in him, and tells him, hey, you're not acting like Superman. Knock it off. And so Steel ends up winning this battle, which I thought was pretty cool, because now Steel has just beaten the Eradicator. He's proving to really be a legit superhero now. Lois Lane is continuing to make out with this other dude, and Lex Luthor meets up with the White Rabbit, and they form a deal where she's going to take out Steel for him. And so Rabbit's gang attacks Steel, and then her assistant, this little like dude, all of a sudden she kisses him, and he like grows into like this 1,000-pound man. I don't know why, and he ends up squishing Steel with his gigantic fat body, and the whole thing's bizarre. I couldn't find a name for him, but Steel fights back. He wins. He beats the White Rat. And in the end, Lex is like, she lost. She wasn't effective, but hey, at least I got her gang. So Lex is going to take over her henchmen. On to the third book. We've got Superboy. It opens up with Superboy is trapped in this machine, and he can't break out. And we do see that he acknowledges that he is a clone of Superman. At this point, Coast City has also already been destroyed and is now being called Engine City in its place. And there's like this fog over top, so people don't really see what's happening to Coast City. They just know something happened there. But it's actually this Engine City is turning the Earth into Warworld. So it's not Warworld yet, but we've got Engine City, which is the start. And that's, of course, Mongol's thing, where he goes to other planets and converts them into Warworld. They have engines, and they can move out of orbit and go and attack other planets. So let's see. At this point, they think the Eradicator is to blame, and I don't know why, because that's part of another book, I guess. But they blame Coast City's destruction on the Eradicator. Meanwhile, Cyborg, Superman, and the Mongol are working together to hide the truth of Engine City. And at this point, we see Superboy gets another power. He's able to break out with his mind, just like with his energy shockwave. It blows apart his the machine that was holding him in. And so he's a clone, but now he's got this weird new power that Superman never had. And Lois makes out with this other guy again. So there's a scene in every one of these books where she's
I like how you have not missed that detail in every book.
Yeah, no, she's still cheating on Clark. And so then Supergirl tells Lex she's going to Coast City against his will. She's not asking, she's just telling him. And Lex is like, hold on, there is a giant robot headed towards Metropolis. And she's like, what? And at this point, it's like under the ocean, and it's headed towards Metropolis, this big purple robot with this like green, it almost looks like a Wonder Woman, like it's like an eagle or something, but it's not. It's weird. It's not a symbol that I am familiar with. And Steel, Superboy, and Supergirl all show up to stop this robot together. How they all know to come together, I don't really know. But let's see. At this point during the fight, that's when Superboy, who is the only one right now that knows Cyborg Superman is actually in cahoots with Mongol, mid-fight, he tells this to Steel. So now Steel's like, oh, okay, this makes sense. I knew Eradicator wasn't all bad, and it's the Cyborg. And so at this point, they basically defeat this robot, and then it stands back up. A hatch opens up and something like is birthed from it. And at this point, Steel is like, oh yeah, I seem to remember once upon a time Superman telling me about this Kryptonian battle tank suit. And it's like, wait, what? And next thing you know, surprise, it's Superman in the black suit that just came out of this robot that they were fighting. And supposedly it's a Kryptonian battle tank suit. How he got into it, I have no idea. Why Steel suddenly recalls this after they're done fighting it, I don't know. Why Superman was in the suit fighting them, I don't know. None of it makes sense. But we do get Superman in the black suit for the first time. Okay, on to the fourth book. I'll try to make it quick. It opens up with Steel and Superman. They both have guns now, as Tim pointed out, and they're off to face Mongol. So we've got Steel and Rambo fighting Mongol. Cyborg Superman taps into Engine City's computers and is working to help turn the Earth into Warworld. At this point, Steel arrives at Engine City and is attacked by a machine that's being controlled by Cyborg Superman. There's a big battle there going on. At the same time, we first see Hal Jordan show up again. Hal Jordan arrives in space back to Earth, and he looks down and he realizes something is wrong with Coast City. We don't know what. We'll find that out in GL46 later. So back to Mongol and Superman, like in the black suit, they are fighting, and it is very clear Superman is not up to his full powers yet. He's weak. He's using these guns, and frankly, Mongol's just kicking his butt. He's breaking Superman's ribs. But just then, Supergirl shows up to help him in her invisible form because she too isn't Kryptonian in this one. She's like, is she a clone or she's like this purple blob thing?
She's the Matrix. I think Cadmus made her.
Yes, you're right. But she has the power of invisibility too. So she shows up, but Mongol kind of takes her out too. At this point, the Eradicator then shows up to help. And now they're starting to make some progress and fighting these guys. Steel fights back against Cyborg Superman and ends up ripping right through the main engine and just destroying it. And at this point, Cyborg Superman's panicked. He knows that his plans have been foiled. And but at the same time, Mongol is winning. He has pummeled Superman, and Superman is just totally broken and beaten again. And that's where this story ends.
One thing I want to point out before Flashpoint, someone in the chat mentioned the helicopters that keep getting hit. Remember Death of Superman? We made a joke about how many helicopters are being destroyed.
You're right.
You're right.
It's a running theme through this: destroy helicopters.
You're right.
Dan Jurgens must really hate helicopters.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is.
All right, Flashpoint.
I got Eradicator, and I got Action Comics 689 or 690 to 692. So basically, in 690, you have it starts off with like two different factions of like Superman worshippers. They're like worshiping, they're fighting each other at this memorial statue, and you're like, okay, so I don't even understand. I can understand why there was two different factions of Superman lovers, but I was like, okay, whatever, kind of weird. Well, then it pans over. So after Superboy gets beat up by the Cyborg Superman, he wakes up and he's inside what they call Engine City now. So Cyborg Superman, I guess there's the Justice League Task Force. I'm listening to the first time I read the story, so kind of interesting. He gets this Justice League Task Force into traveling into space to track down like the rogue Superman responsible for like destroying Coast City, which was him. And then it's funny because it goes back to Lois Lane making out with this dude again. So, like,
I didn't get none of that.
Chick shows up. I think her name was like Maggie or something. And she's like, hey, so is it right with the Superman statue, the memorial? So they're okay. And they find out that something was siphoning off a part of it. And so it was really weird. And then, I guess the main point was like Mongol is then betraying Cyborg Superman by secretly transmitting to Superboy in his prison cell, like what Cyborg Superman's plan is. And his plan is to turn Metropolis into another Engine City. And then in the Fortress of Solitude, the last one, Superman's placed in the healing chamber where he's forced to come so he thinks he's Superman, but then when he's put into this healing chamber after he was severely hurt, he realizes now that he's actually the Eradicator. And he's like, oh, crap, I was deluding myself into thinking he was Superman. So now he realizes that he is not the true Superman. And then, actually it's funny because that, where Dave was talking about the suit walking on water, it goes, pans over to that, and you see the Kryptonian battle suit traversing the deep, and it's just like heading towards Metropolis. So you still don't know what it is, but it brings it in.
How did he get in there, and why is he at the bottom of the ocean?
It did not tell me that. That's what I was reading. I didn't even know. And so, and then,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say in my book it was in snow and jumped into the ocean. So I guess it left the fortress would be my thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Yeah,
all ask some real questions here. Is Lois Lane making out with anyone?
Yeah.
So,
That's a good question.
Lois Lane make out scenes or helicopters destroyed? Which happens more?
Lois makeout scenes.
So in 691, you know, you see Superman and Steel pressing towards like they're trying to get to Engine City, and Supergirl reveals herself like to be Superman's secret weapon against the troops that they're fighting off along the way, which I didn't, it was weird to me because I'm like, okay, so Supergirl is the secret weapon now, okay, and back to I think Tony was the destruction of the rocket that Superboy. Everyone thought Superboy was dead. Well, he survives that destruction of the rocket that was diverted from trying to destroy Metropolis. But he's way too weak to return to Engine City, so he's basically a boob on a log at this point. He doesn't really do anything. And then Cyborg Superman is like, holy crap! Hey, Superman returned from the dead, and now he's trying to figure out how to deal with him because he's like, well, I'm trying to be Superman, so we can't. Mongel's like, okay, I don't want to deal with Cyborg Superman anymore, and he decides to end his partnership, which he thinks is unequal, and he was doing most of the work. So he fires up the engines of the city, and they're powered by green kryptonite, which I didn't understand that because I was thinking like, wouldn't green kryptonite still be their weaknesses? I didn't quite understand that, but apparently this city is powered by green kryptonite. And then at the Fortress of Solitude, the Eradicator drains all of the energy from the fortress in order to like repower himself and resume, like he wants to fight Cyborg Superman again. So that's kind of the end of 691. And then 692, so after Superman returns to Metropolis, you know, another there's another rescue. There's hold on, I left my notes here, so I got lost here. So they're trying to rescue there's a reporter, Clark Kent, who was found buried in the basement, scruffy with long hair but alive. So it's really weird that I'm like, okay, so this is like some weird like 90s snuff film because I was like, how is Clark Kent in the basement? So I was hopping around this book all over the place. I didn't really understand what was going on. So I'm like, okay, so Clark Kent is long haired but he's alive and buried in the basement of the Daily Planet. So.
Sorry, I was on mute. But did you just say a 90s snuff film? Like it was just a thing in the 90s? Like,
I
mean, I would just imagine because that seems like the 90s thing, apparently.
The 90s snuff films are much better than the modern snuff films.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
So then now Clark and Superman, they pose with Lois for this picture. So, but Clark, they don't even know that Lois was making out with this guy. So that's the whole that just gets dropped into the water. Like yeah, you were only dead for 30 minutes, but I hooked up with those other dudes, so that never gets brought up again. So.
Now Lois wasn't in the snuff film, right?
No. Apparently, she did find him, so it could be. I've got no clue. And then so Jimmy Olsen takes this picture, and Clark is, he gets taken to the hospital. And then so Superman finds out, back to what, Tony was mentioning that, Superman was trademarked by this Rex Leach guy, and he can't use his own identity anymore because he has to go talk to Superboy and the manager because apparently, now that Superman is trademarked by Superboy and then he can't use it. So he's like, well, all right, I didn't know that was a thing either, but okay. So later on then, Clark, Lois, and Superman, they all meet together at her apartment. And so it actually shows up that Supergirl was posing as Clark. So that the world could know how, so yeah, so I was like, okay, what in the hell is going on here? I'm like, how is Supergirl Clark? Like, all this stuff is going so fast when I'm trying to read this book and understand, which makes sense because she wasn't. So my understanding of Supergirl was that she was, Superman's cousin, but apparently this is not the case in these stories. So I did not know that. So learned something new tonight because I was trying to understand because I never knew Supergirl had the ability of, transformation. But anyways,
yeah.
So,
Supergirl. Watch 2020. Have you ever seen what happens when she gets hit too hard?
No.
Go read
I
Death
think
of Superman.
did Doomsday do it? Yeah,
Yeah,
she turns into like
Doomsday
a
one-punched
purple
her.
blob.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah.
You learned.
Hey, Johnny.
So okay, so yeah, so basically, so now so Supergirl does this to make sure like the world can understand how Clark came back from the dead. So apparently, the snuff film was not really a snuff film; it was her pretending to be dead. I don't understand. It was all convoluted, way too convoluted for me to keep up with. But then, so Superman is telling Supergirl like he had his run with Lex Luthor, saying that he wasn't happy that Superman didn't know her whereabouts, and Supergirl's like, well, it's one of those things that Luthor needs to work out, but she's still happy that she can help Superman and Lois, and she wants them to be happy, and then she turns invisible and leaves. So okay, so she's kind of pretended to be Clark and then left, which is all right, whatever. And so Superman is still trying to understand how he figured out how he survived his brush with death. So then Dr. Occult appears out of nowhere to explain it to him, and apparently he takes them on this travel, like this whole, space quest that they re-witness Superman's battle with Doomsday and Death, and Superman, has a mental breakdown after watching all of this stuff, and has to relive it. And Dr. Colt was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do this," and because he can't stop it now, after he showed them that, like he's like went into a mental breakdown, and then that apparently while Superman was close to death, his spirit actually did leave his body. So now we're into some kind of monk type stuff going on there, and spirit left his body, and he was trapped between the living and the dead. And when he fought various demons, and he was guided by his adopted father, Jonathan Kent. And he had just recently suffered from cardiac arrest. So together, they're both of their spirits help Superman resist the demon and return to his body. And so, which the weird thing is the last part of it though. So while his body was floating, he was still absorbing solar energy. So the solar energy was slowing his death enough for the Eradicator to claim it. So the Eradicator claimed his body and put it into the Kryptonian regeneration matrix. And he was able to absorb the remaining energies of the Earth's sun, and armed. Like he knew the knowledge of how he survived death, and so he became full powered again. And then after all of this happens, Dr. Colt returns the couple back to their time. So all of this stuff, and I didn't even understand this was happening. So apparently, Superman getting his powers back was in a different timeline. So that's cool, I guess. And then when they get back in their time, everything's good, I guess. And they're in a field next to their, like in Smallville, and like Clark just carries Lois to the farm, and they're back with his parents. So I was like, okay, so what happened to the rest of it? So I don't even know what was going on there.
Just a note: the issues Flashpoint read were wrote by Scott Snyder.
We're not.
Well, you know what? That would not surprise me, because that sounds like some kind of crap that he would write, honestly. Because I was confused. Like, it made sense up until Superman's return. On reading 692, I was lost the entire issue because, I've never been a huge Superman fan, so I'm trying to like get caught up. And Supergirl threw me off because I didn't know that Supergirl wasn't really Supergirl, at the time. So I was just like, what is? Then Dr. Occult taking him back through time, then got all of his powers back from the regeneration matrix because the Eradicator. And I was like, well, what happened to all the other Supermen though? Like, there's no closure here.
That's really weird because Dr. Occult, what is that, like his first appearance since the 50s? Yeah.
I think you're right. But I think that's everybody. Everybody went. So awesome.
Yeah.
That's the
Keep
end
in mind
of...
when this first came out, I mean, Death of Superman, Funeral for a Friend, and Reign of the Supermen. I mean, these were across all 4 titles, and you would go every week and you get an extra piece of this story. And like being a kid reading this stuff, oh man, it was so cool. It was so much fun.
Made everyone who banked on Superman being dead to pay off their college tuition, their mortgage. Just everyone was so happy that those books were immediately worthless.
Yeah, the very first time Spec screwed somebody. So,
yeah,
so
you're right.
you guys want to give the official fanboy score for your stories?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have to get running real soon here, guys.
Go ahead. You go first.
Um,
And then
Well,
book show if you have it.
I do, yeah. The art on mine, it's Man of Steel. We've talked about this before. When he draws steel, it's really well done. Every other character, I don't like it at all. So art, I'm gonna give like 2, maybe a 2.5. Story was pretty decent. I'll give it about 3.5, I'd say. The covers were all really strong. I'd give those like maybe not really strong. I'd give them about a 3. All in all, Man of Steel, let's give it an average of about a 3 out of 5. Because
Okay.
nostalgia is really high up there for me, though.
Yeah, that's true. It's a classic story. So what have you got for a book show?
Dude, I've got a really cool book show today.
All right,
I
let's see
actually
it.
just dropped this video right before we went live. I was trying to get everything done in time. This is my winnings from my Squatch 3.0 box. For those that haven't already got theirs, I think he still has some left on his Instagram. So go check this out. But I got the Batman box. Check this out.
Whoa.
This is New 52 Batman number 23. This is the 1 in 100 Capullo sketch variant.
Jeez.
Wow.
So
1 in 100.
that was the first book I got. And then I got the Delato variant 1500 print run of the Batman Who Laughs. Check that out.
That's awesome.
But the book I am most excited for, this is the one I really wanted. Batman number 75, the blank cover with Squatchy's artwork on it. You ready?
Okay.
The Batman Bane Joker.
Wow.
A broker.
Oops. Yeah. And it is a wraparound. Check that out.
That is so cool.
So sorry, everyone. You're not getting the Bat Bane Joker.
Man,
And that's my book show.
That is a hot book show, man. You definitely
Awesome.
brought some fire with you on that one. That's really cool. Very jealous. Let's go with Flashpoint. What do you got for us?
So I enjoyed the covers. I'll give the covers for mine a 4. Continuity, I'm assuming, is a 5 because I'm assuming this is like the official how Superman came back to life kind of thing after Death of Superman. So can't really argue with that. Story is a 1 because after the first 3 issues of this, that 692 threw me for such a loop that I had no clue what was going on, and there was no ending for me.
Guys, this is a true first on the FanBoys Retro Review. Yeah. The first one.
But if it was a bunch of Batman running around, he'd be raving about it.
That's not true. I've given a 1 before.
Have you? Okay.
Yeah, the Nightwing, the stupid Nightwing Flash crossover story.
Oh, yeah. That was a 1. That deserved a 1 too.
He even rated Harley higher.
I rated Harley a -1.
Harley got the torch.
I mean, I'd give it an average of a 3, but just the story for me, maybe nostalgia can't really rate it because I was, in the 90s. I was born in 95, so I was not around for that. So I can't really,
95.
you know what I mean? I can't really give it a nostalgia rating, but an average of a 3. But the story up until 692 was like a 2.5 for me, and then once it hit that last issue, it was a 1 because it literally blew everything else that was going on out the window. I couldn't keep up with it. And my book show is the Mega Man fully reloaded 1 per store variant that I picked up. This was nostalgic for me because I remember playing all these games, the Battle Network games, on my Game Boy.
My cousin's a big Mega Man fan. He picked up a couple of 1 per store variants. That's cool. Awesome. Tim?
Hey guys, I hate to do this, but I do need to run. I still got to go get dinner going for the family.
Sure, man. Sure. Do what you got to do.
Oh.
Family first.
Have a good week, man.
Yeah. Hey, this was fun, guys. And bye to everyone.
All right. See ya.
Sorry.
Yeah, Tim, you're up.
Just saying, just like a furry to turn tail and run.
Oh, shots fired.
Covers, I'm gonna give a 4 overall, but this iconic cover is definitely a 5. Almost all of these covers are some of the best covers around. Story, I'm gonna give a 4 just because there's a lot of weird stuff with Lois and so on and so forth. Nostalgia, definitely a 5. Continuity, 5. And art, the art, at least in my series, was fantastic. I'd give it a 4.5. So probably overall a 4. But as far as book show, just shouting the channel out to Tim the Comic Collector on Instagram, the Comic Collector on YouTube. I actually have a bit of a big book show. Is that all right, Tony?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Talking about what's happening on the channel, I did some Walmart pack openings on Instagram today. I did do a room tour and the first part of my Collector's Corner series. But the big news is just today I dropped my 1,000 subscribers contest video. I'm trying to get up to 1,000. I'm about 63 or 4 away. And I'm actually doing a big giveaway. I'll show you some books real quick. I'm giving away this Batman slab. I'm also giving away, we got Black Panther #1, Carnage, got some old Hulk. There's about 4 different Ninja Turtle variants and stuff in here. We got a Carnage signed by Creighton Crane. First Jubilee. There's another Galactus. Power Girl #1. I'm not showing all the turtles. There's 4 of them in here. Spider-Man 2099 signed by Peter David #1. A Buffy. Got Spawn #1. Captain Marvel #8 variant. First appearance of Star. Silver Surfer #1. Silver Surfer Black #1. Micronauts #1. So, and just some other stuff too. And I have some extra books if I hit 1,000 by November 1st. I'm gonna throw in this X-Men. I'm gonna throw in a She-Hulk #1 and a couple old Tomb of Draculas.
Very cool.
You mind just real quick if I go over the contest rules?
Sure, yeah, go for it.
So you need to be subscribed to me on YouTube, following me on Instagram, go to my YouTube contest video, and in the comments put #subcc1000. That gets you 1 entry, you're in. If you want some extra entries, you could go to Instagram and either share my video or the post, because I made an Instagram post about the contest. Share that, tag me and 10 people, you get 2 more entries. And you can make a YouTube contest video. I ask that you shout out the contest, shout out 3 YouTubers, and show me something cool you've got this year, a book, statue, toy, whatever, and that gets you 2 more entries. So you get 5 total entries, and that's pretty much it for me.
Awesome. A big contest giveaway. If you're not subscribed to Tim the Collector, recommend doing so you can get your chances at winning that prize. For me, I have everything was done by Dan Jurgens, and he's just the coolest person on the face of the earth, in my opinion. So I'm 100% biased. I will admit that. Everything he does is super cool. And I'm going to give this book a overall 4.5 out of 5 all the way around for everything. So all my books were super, super cool. But for book show, let me blow myself up here for just a second. I didn't really have anything that cool, so I can't really compete, with autograph or your big giveaway and stuff, and Dave's cool artwork. But I do have since we're on the subject of Steel, came up tonight. I had Convergence, Man of Steel 1 and 2, both autographed by Louise Simonson and June Bergman. On both issues, so that's kind of cool. Nothing super fancy, but wanted to talk about Steel, so decided to whip out some Steel.
Your new placemat there too?
Yeah, the cool new placemat, so I can kind of do stealing this from Rob Wurst. He does something very similar, so I thought it was kind of cool, so I stole it. Or at least the idea, so that's kind of cool. But that is that's my book show and that's my review.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so next week we are on Tim's channel. We're doing My Little Pony issue number 1.
Exactly. My Little Pony versus Darkseid. Get it right.
My Little Pony versus Darkseid. Yes, someone needs to make that book. We're doing Final Crisis, I think, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, that was one of... Well, we had 2 stories tied for third. And I was hoping we could do Final Crisis because next week's on my channel, and that was one of the stories I put up. So I'm very excited about that. And then we'll be doing Tony's pick, Brightest Day.
Which will take us the rest of the year, probably, because it's like 50 issues.
Yeah, that'll take us into 2022 and
right and beyond. We'll have to figure some way to break that up somehow. It's nuts.
It's what? Is it 52 or is it 25? Isn't it 1 through 24 with a 0?
I thought it was way longer than that. Yeah, it's out there. Yeah. It's in the hundreds of millions. That's all I know.
Yeah.
But cool. So yeah, what do you guys got coming? We already went over what's going on your channel, Tim. Flashpoint. What do you got?
Next Friday, I'm doing another podcast, and then we're gonna have Comic Kings on there, and we're gonna be talking Shazam. So we're gonna go over that, and then working on the editing software you sent me. Going to start doing some haul videos and stuff like that because I have quite the haul. I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 150. We'll be giving away 48 copies of Speed Metal if anyone is interested. Currently bought a few too many to get.
Wait, you're giving 48 copies to one person or 48 copies to 48
I think I'll do 10, 10, 10, and then a 10 and an 8. So you're going to get 10 copies of Speed Metal. I'll throw in some other books there.
No, one person should get all the issues.
Oh, okay. Well, one person will get all 48 copies of Speed Metal.
That would be the win of a lifetime. That would be the win of a lifetime.
Yeah, that would be.
Over, so I've been picking up the 1 in 25 variants from DC, and I talked about last night. I'm starting to pick up Marvel. Only the one title I'm doing. I'm going to give Juggernaut a try, but I got the Iron Man title. I'm really enjoying that, so we'll see how that goes for me. So yeah, that's about it. Just the Friday podcast is my main thing right now.
Awesome, awesome. For me, coming up next week, I'm doing my big 400 subscriber giveaway. You do not need to be present to win, because I get it. Everyone has a life and whatnot. They can't always be present. Plus, I average like 4 or 5 people live at a time, so it probably isn't going to work. But if you win, just hit me up on Instagram. We'll work out the shipping. I'll send you your prizes, because there's 5, and then we'll take it from there. But the following week, we got another comic tour coming up, so that's exciting. That's all I've got coming up on my channel, other than when we do the retro review. But so
does that mean after your guys' pick, I get to pick what we review?
No.
No, we did a. I assume you know.
It was a community vote. It was a community vote. Yeah. We're doing what the community picked.
I'm just giving a hard time. I know.
Next time we do a vote, you get to pick one to put in there.
Yeah.
So,
oh, I cheated.
I think you picked a story we all agreed on, didn't you?
Maybe.
Like at some point, you were talking about it in the chat. It was a Flash story. The Black Flash?
Yeah, the Black Flash.
Yes, we're going to do that at some point.
Yeah, so. Everyone check out Helmet of Fate's stuff. Don't forget to subscribe to everybody in the chat. Real quick, Helmet of Fate showed up. Squatch showed up. Brock Morgan showed up. Magic Lasso showed up.
Johnny
DC showed up. Scrolling up through the chat here. Southern Comic Geek made a cameo. Bear Rock and Comics made a first appearance. Dan Piercy, as always, the lovely, entertaining. Definitely check out his stuff. My main man, Justin Giovanni. Right? He's made an appearance. Let's see. Samuel David, he's cool. Man.
Did you say Boy Who Had 7?
Oh, there he is. He's next. Boy Who Had 7 came up. Trying to at least give everyone a show here. Boxes of Comics came. Copy 801. who turns out he actually went to my home LCS like last year. That's kind of cool.
Cool.
Yeah. BA War 95. Man, a lot of people showed up. Perry. I think that's everybody.
Yeah, Helmet of Fate, whenever you can, because I know right when it ends you can't, leave a comment on this video. Because it's really hard to find people in YouTube search now. But if you leave a comment, we could click right to you. I want to make sure I'm subbed to you if you're going to be doing videos.
Yeah, that's true. Helmet of Fate, definitely leave a comment in the video. That way people can find you a lot easier. You're right. I don't know why YouTube removed that feature. You can't click on our channel name anymore.
Because it's even people like, I'll be trying to look up people like Flashpoint that I'm subbed to and can't find them.
I can't find them either.
I think you have to have a certain amount of subs, like 500 or 600, something like that, before you start showing up in the search. Because like Tony, you show up, so maybe it's like 300 or 400 or 300. Yeah, but like other people, like they don't show up at all.
Well, I looked for myself on my work account. You type in my name and it's all like comic story and everybody reviewing Flashpoint, and like 3 pages in, I think I'm on the bottom of the 3rd page or whatever.
Oh man,
picked a better name.
I'm sure once you get a few more subs, either it's subs or maybe videos made, there's something that triggers you popping up in the search better. So
who knows? But anybody else got anything good for the benefit of the show?
No, I think we nailed it tonight. We kept it to a pretty good time.
Yeah, and keep in mind, every like this video gets, Tim says he'll do jazz hands.
Exactly.
Jazz hands, right?
Yes,
so get ready to see some jazz hands next week on Tim's show. That's all I got. Anybody else?
No.
Speak now. Okay.
Hashtag. Okay, and actually, I will do a giveaway tonight of. Let's see here. I'll give away something if you go comment on Foo's channel and all 3 of you. I'll give away a copy of Teen Titans, the first appearance of Nightwing. I'll look through the comments and pick somebody. If you go to Foo's channel, Tim's, and on Tony's videos and put hashtag skinny Nicholas, let's see, skinny Superman Cage or Cage, I don't know, something along the lines of skinny Nicholas Cage for Superman or something like that for all of these guys' videos.
But for a book like that, I'm gonna be commenting on everybody's videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna be commenting on my own.
Exactly. Awesome.
But thanks for coming, guys. And we will see you all next week on Tim's channel.
Be safe, everyone.
Peace.